Hi, today I'm going to be installing a Cisco ASA 5500 series firewall to my home network. I'm deciding to use real actual items, whereas compared to other YouTube videos, they just use simulators. That way you can actually see how the whole process works. Alright, let's get started. First, you need a Cisco ASA 5500 series firewall. I happen to have the ASA 5540. You don't need this one. You could use the 5505s, 5510s, 5520s. All those are going to be similar configurations with the difference of the 5505 that's configured a little differently. Now, first thing you need is your Cisco firewall, power cable, you need a serial cable, you need some Cat 5 or Cat 6 cables, which this one I have is Cat 6, a laptop or a computer, and you need your cable modem or DSL modem, whatever you have. Alright, now let's start putting everything together. So I have made two RJ45 cables. It's both straight throughs, as you can tell here. I've already plugged the serial cable in. I've plugged the cable that's gonna go to my cable modem into gig port 00, and I'm gonna plug this straight in onto my laptop. And then what we want to do is close this. We want to figure out which COM port this serial port is in. So we're going to go to Device Manager. We're going to go to Ports, click that arrow, and as you can see, it's COM 4. Now, we're going to open PuTTY. I already have it set up in my serial port. What we're going to do now is power it on. And as you can see, it's very loud because it has the SSM module. What this module is it's pretty much Cisco's IPS IDS module. It's used for filtering malware, viruses, all that good stuff before it goes into your home network. I will not be using any of this stuff for this video. For this video, I'm just going to show the initial install startup of the ASA. I'm just going to make it so I can get from my laptop out to the internet, and I'm just going to enable telnet so that I don't have to always use this to get in there to configure everything. Alright, now we're going to go to the computer monitor. Alright, so the firewall just finished booting up. It's asking for some pre-configurations. I'm just going to go ahead and say no. By default, the name is Cisco ASA. Enable, no password. And I'm going to do config T. No, I do not want anonymous reporting. Now, basic configurations. Host name, I'm going to name it something cool like firewall. And I'm going to enable password Cisco 12345. I'm also going to do clock, time zone, Central Standard Time, -6. Now, that's done. We do a show interface IP brief. So you can see nothing is set up. We're going to do a config T. We're going to start out with our gig 00. that is connected to our cable modem. So we're gonna first thing we're gonna do is name if, call it outside. By default, security level is 0. It's the least secure interface. We're gonna do IP address DHCP set route. Now what this does is it dynamically assigns an IP address to our outside interface on the firewall. And it's always going to be a 192.168.1.blah number. So now that I've done that, we're going to do a no shut. And then we're going to go to our next interface, which is connected to our laptop. We're going to name if this inside. And by default, security level is 100. That's the most secure there is. We're gonna IP address. Let's give this a 10.10.10.1 255.255.255.0, and let's no shut. Let's save the configuration. Do a show interface IP brief, and as you can see, it's all up. And one thing I forgot to mention about the set DHCP set route is it automatically generates a default route pointing to the .1 right here, which is the outside, and it'll allow us to go to the internet. Alright, now what else is there? A few commands we should do is HTTP server enable. That allows us to run ASDM using the web GUI, and aside from that, we also need to create a user. I'm going to call this username capital A admin. Password will be Cisco with privilege 15. So with privilege 15, we are allowed access to do anything. Okay, that's set. Now, let's do some testing. We can reach the internet from the firewall. From the laptop, nothing. Can't get out. Let's try pinging. As you can see, there's nothing here. Host is unreachable. Now what we have to do is open our network settings, go to Ethernet, properties, right here, IPv4. We're going to statically assign it 10.10.10.2 with the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Default gateway, we're going to point it to our firewall's interface, which is the .1. And we must absolutely add a DNS server. We cannot leave that blank, otherwise it won't resolve. Go OK, go ahead and close it. Okay, now that we have that done, when we open it, it doesn't show that it doesn't work anymore, but it's just going to keep loading and loading. So we're not quite done yet. Next, we're going to do an object network. We're going to call this inside outside. And we're going to use the subnet of 10.10.10.0 255.255 oops, .0. So that's all our inside IP addresses. And then we're going to NAT our inside, comma, to our outside. We're going to do dynamic interface. And that's it. We're done with this part. Now, let's see if we could use the internet. Hey, look at that. We have internet connection. But as you can see, oh, this thing's still pinging. All right. We can browse the internet, but we can't ping to Google's server. Now, why is that? By default, the firewall blocks ICMP pings. So, if we want to be able to ping, something easy we can do, just create an access list. Let's call it ICMP extended permit ICMP. Any. And then we're going to do access group ICMP in interface. We're going to put that on the outside interface. So anything coming from the outside in should work. Let's try it again. Hey, look at that. We're getting replies. Alright. So that's done. We have internet connection. It's proven here. We can browse the net. Let's go to MSN. Yep, it's all good. Now we're going to enable Telnet. So to enable Telnet, there's two ways you can do this. You can enable Telnet for a whole subnet of hosts or for just single host. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a single host. So I'm going to Telnet 10.10.10.2 255, 255, 255, 255 from the inside. So now my inside, just the 10.10.10.2 has access for Telnet. And I'm also going to Telnet timeout 15 minutes. Oh, timeout. Now, I'm going to also change the Telnet password. To do that, I do pass WD. And then I'm just going to make it Cisco. Now that's done. Let's test that out. Open a new one. 10.10.10.1 because that's where we want to go. Look at that. Password Cisco. Hey, we're in. Enable. Now, this is my enable password, which was Cisco12345. Look at that. I'm in. I no longer need to use the serial cable. Now I can just telnet into my firewall and configure from here. But since I'm connected to my firewall, I might as well keep doing from. Alright. Now let's run our ASDM. Now to get to the firewall via web GUI, we're going to go HTTPS and then we're going to do 10.10.10.1. Why is it not working? Do a quick show run. HTTP server enable. We're going to have to do FTP 10.10.10.2 255 255 255 255. We're going to do the inside. Alright, so I had to add that command in there to enable it. As you can see now, I'm going to go to Advanced, Add Exception, Confirm, and look at that. I'm going to install ASD. Now, the username is what I created earlier, which is capital A admin, password Cisco. I'm going to save file. I'm going to open it. Oh, okay. ASDM 6.1 is what it's currently running. I do not have ASDM 6.1. I'm going to do a show version. As you can see, I'm running iOS 9.1.7.11, and let's see. Don't see the ASDM version. Alright, so what we're going to do is dir. We have ASDM 762, which I am going to run. And in order to run that, I'm just going to do ASDM config t ASDM image. I'm going to do disk 0, and I'm going to run the 762. Hit enter, save, show version, right here, 762. Now, let's try that again. I have to get out of here. 10.10.10.1. There we go, 762. I have Java 7, so I can run this. I'm gonna open it. Next. Here it is. 10.10.10.1 admin. Password Cisco. Yes. Continue. Cisco. And there it is, guys. Our ASDM. Alright. Gonna close that. Close this. Now we're gonna do a show run. Make sure everything's good. Okay, so in this video, we're able to set up an ASA 5500 series to allow internet and to allow telnet. Now in my next video, I'm probably gonna set up a DMZ, which is a demilitarized zone, and I'm gonna put a switch on that side with 3 routers, and I'm gonna make it so that I can telnet from my laptop right here past the firewall to the routers on the other side, and I'll do that on my next video. Thanks for watching.